Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLugo. Thank you so much for tuning in here on Tuesday, October 22nd. Jaguars got some good news on the injury front here this afternoon. They're going to get two guys back relatively soon in Foye Oluokun and Andrew Wingard. And they're going to certainly help out the Jaguars on the defensive side of the ball. Dewey on special teams as well. We're going to talk about what they mean for the Jaguars here today. Talk about Tashaun Gibson for a second as well. And then can the Jaguars defense actually flip the script a little bit? You know, this is a 2-5 football team. They have won 2 out of their last 3, but the defense has been a wild ride so far. The pass coverage has been lacking in a lot of ways. There's been some other disappointing aspects of the defense for the Jaguars so far. We're going to talk about, can their return combined with, Tyson Campbell getting back out there on the field, can this defense, do they actually have the ability to potentially play more well-rounded football and help out this football team? We're going to dive into it here today. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also check out genjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear, become a channel member here on YouTube. So Foye Oluokun, talking about him first, he's been dealing with plantar fasciitis, has been out for the last 4 weeks. He's one of the leaders of the defense, first and foremost. He is a guy that consistently shows leadership on and off the field for the Jaguars, from a practice standpoint to in-game situationally. When the Jaguars need a big play, Foye Oluokun often is one of the guys to provide that big play, whether it's a stop on third down, a big tackle in the hole, whatever it may be. So you've got that aspect of it. You've also got the fact that he's the green dot player. So when he's out there, he's the one communicating with the defensive coordinator. He's the one communicating the calls to the rest of the team, the rest of the defense. And he's vital in that regard. And he just plays extremely hard. He's a great athlete. There's so many positive aspects of Foye Oluokun's game and what he can do for the Jaguars. It has been interesting. I think without Foye Oluokun the last several weeks, the run defense really hasn't struggled at all. I think you've seen maybe a couple breakdowns here and there where there's a missed assignment that maybe Foye Oluokun would have helped with. But overall, the run defense has been fairly consistent still. I think that that's something you can feel good about, the Jaguars' depth in the run defense department with Ventrell Miller, Devin Lloyd, and Chad Muma. But Foye is the most complete linebacker they have when it comes to being able to have an impact, positive impact in all facets of the defense. Pre-snap, post-snap against the run, and in coverage. He is their most complete backer. So once he gets back, which could be this week, Doug Peterson talked about it yesterday, they're hopeful they can get him out there on the practice field and maybe get him suited up this week. You saw Tyson Campbell, once he had his 21-day practice window open, he got back on the practice field and he was able to return fairly quickly. Can Foye Oluokun get back out there this Sunday in what is a huge game against the Green Bay Packers for the Jaguars, a must-win game? Can he get out there? If he can, that's going to be huge for the Jags defense. And then you talk about Andrew Wingard. He's also a leader. He's one of those guys that is an emotional leader, a hard worker, has had to earn everything he's gotten in the NFL, right? A former undrafted free agent, has stuck on with the Jaguars for over half a decade now. And so he brings the energy, the work ethic. He also brings, potentially a better skill set right now and a more complete skill set than maybe your current starter at strong safety, Antonio Johnson. And I think Antonio Johnson has made some strides this year in his first year of starting, but it's still been very inconsistent. It's been up and down. Could Dewey play more on the defense than a lot of folks expect? Because he is the type of player that when he has had his number called in the past, when he has been tasked with having a decently large role in the Jaguars defense, he's been a playmaker. He doesn't have the size, the length, the athleticism maybe of some of the other guys, but he absolutely can make an impact for the Jaguars on the defensive side of the ball. And he's also one of their best special teams guys in coverage. So there's a lot that Andrew Wingard brings to the field. There's a lot that Foye Oluokun brings to the field for the Jaguars. And if they're able to get them back in short order, that could certainly help them win football games. You haven't seen Dewey out there all year. There's still no update on Tashaun Gibson. I've seen some folks in the comments asking about it, both on YouTube and Twitter. So I just wanted to address that here. The NFL did not lift his suspension. So he's still suspended as of right now. Really weird situation with the NFL letting him travel with the Jaguars to London, but then deciding that they're not going to allow him to come back from suspension yet. And there's just no other update. That's all we've got right now. So Tashaun Gibson is not going to be helping the Jaguars defense until further notice, right? Did want to talk to y'all about Underdog Fantasy. Pick'em, best ball, a whole lot more. Use code Duval Daily and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. All you got to do is check out Underdog Fantasy's easy to use mobile app or check underdogfantasy.com. It's currently Boostober on Underdog, where there is a promo to play nearly every single day. There's tons of options if you're looking at Jags Packers coming up here. Trevor Lawrence, you can go pick him on yards or touchdowns. You want to pick a running back like Tank Bigsby or Travis Etienne if he's available to score a touchdown. Underdog has vulture protection to rescue your pick 'em in case of running back getting vultured there. Again, that's Underdog Fantasy. Promo code Duval Daily to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Arizona 1-800-NEXT-STEP. That's 1-800-639-8783 or text NEXT STEP to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Shout out to Underdog Fantasy. So, Jaguars, as I mentioned, they're 2-5. They're in a situation where backs against the wall. I mean, it is literally do or die now at this point. You cannot afford to lose very many games this year at all. The Jaguars have 11 games left on their schedule, and they've got to win. If they want to get to 10 wins, they've got to go 8-2. If they want to get to 9 wins, which is playing with fire, whether you're going to make the playoffs or not at 9 wins, you got to go 7-3. It's tough. It's tough. It's going to be a very difficult road for or 8-3, I should say. So that would be, if they want to get to 10-7, they got to go 8-2. If they want to get to 9-8, they've got to go, 7-3. So difficult road ahead for the Jaguars. I think the offense is doing enough to feel like they can play playoff caliber football down the stretch. Still, this next 4 games, as we've talked about, even next 5 if you want to include Houston, against these NFC opponents, the next 4 games with the Packers this weekend, the Eagles on the road, which that game got flexed out of Sunday Night Football, the Vikings and Lions, that's as tough as it gets right there. So it's going to be tough, and they need to be able to play complementary football. They need to be able to not only do some good things on offense, they also need to be able to get stops on defense. And I think, again, they've done a good job against the run, but Foye Oluokun, Andrew Wingard, and Tyson Campbell, I think, can potentially really help them out as a pass defense. Now, they've got to avoid coverage busts, which you've seen here and there. They haven't been every single week. It's been kind of an odd situation. I think the rotations are still very frustrating, and I don't think those are going away, quite frankly. So that's something fans are going to have to deal with all these guys rotating in and out. But maybe, just maybe, Eric Armstead playing more on the interior, Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines-Allen heating up, Foye Oluokun getting back, Tyson Campbell getting back, Andrew Wingard getting back can help this defense play a little bit more balanced, better against the pass, remain solid against the run. If they can do that, and if Ryan Nielsen can start getting in his bag a little bit on some money downs, third down and red zone, as he did in Atlanta, right? He did that at a very high level in Atlanta. If that can start to happen a little bit more consistently, maybe this defense can kind of flip the script. Like, this was a defense a lot of folks, including myself, expected to be very sturdy and steady in 2024. It has not happened yet on a consistent basis. Maybe the Foye Oluokun return, Andrew Wingard return, Tyson Campbell return can kind of help that defense stabilize a little bit more in the pass game. And again, I think the offense is moving in the right direction with the return of Evan Ingram, emergence of Tank Bigsby, of Brian Thomas Jr., Trevor Lawrence playing better football behind an offensive line that's doing a better job. All these things kind of working in conjunction to potentially get the Jaguars playing better, more complementary football when they need to. But again, incredibly difficult stretch coming up in these next 4 games. I think if the Jaguars are able to win 2 of these games, they will put themselves in position to maybe go on a run, one of these runs that they've done every single year under Doug Peterson so far. So we'll see how it plays out. But I do think Foye Oluokun, Andrew Wingard, getting that practice window open, potentially returning this week, next week. We'll see what happens with that, but we will keep you updated. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also check out ginjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear, become a channel member here on YouTube. Y'all have a good one.